Cornish Witch podcast. I'm your host, Freyja, a witch who lives in Cornwall but who isn't a born and bred Cornish maid. In today's episode, I welcome Raven Luck, a young magician who I had the pleasure of meeting when I was recording the podcast at the Cornwall Witch Festival back in October. Raven also featured on the Witch Festival episode, which is episode 3, if you would like to go and listen. In this episode, Raven and I discuss in more depth her journey into performance magic, the time and dedication she puts into learning and perfecting her magic tricks, challenges that she's faced, and what happens when things go wrong, along with her ambitions for the future. Now, I will apologise for the state of my voice in this episode. It was recorded when I had an awful chest infection, so I do sound like I've swallowed a bag of gravel. So if you can just try and tune me out and listen to Raven's journey, then I'm sure you will all enjoy. I am here with Raven Luck. Raven, welcome to the Cornish Witch podcast.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. I'm really, really excited to speak to you today. So, for those who aren't aware, Raven does magic. And when I say magic, I'm not talking magic with a K, but I mean magic with a C. So, the sort of magic that you will see on stage. And I have witnessed Raven's incredible talent. And when we were at Witch Festival, she has done some amazing tricks that absolutely blew me away and were very, very creative.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So one of the first things I would like to ask you, Raven, is how long have you been practicing magic for?
I have been doing magic for quite a while now. I've been doing it since I was 4 years old.
Since you were 4 years old? That's so young, but that's amazing. What was it when you were 4 years old that sort of got you into it or made you think, I really want to do that?
It was a family day and my great-granddad came around the house and he decided to show me a magic trick. He made a coin appear in his mouth while making it vanish through his ear, and I was so intrigued, and then he showed me how it was done, and I've been a magician ever since.
That's so lovely. I tell you, it's always nice when granddads can do little coin tricks, and it always sort of amazes us when we're so young.
Yeah.
So how did you start to get into learning about magic tricks? Because I don't even know where you would start. I mean, I know that you could probably get a couple of sets as a child. And then I suppose as you get older, you would progress into more grown up kind of sets. But yeah, what is the process like when you're learning magic and you want to become a magician?
So I started with getting magic sets, like for Christmas and everything. And then my mum found out about the Magic Circle online and I signed up for it and I got in and I've been a member since.
Tell me about the Magic Circle, because there's going to be listeners on here who might not be aware of what it is. So can you explain to me what the Magic Circle is and how sort of prestigious it is as well?
So there is a young magicians group and it's from children up to 18. And you can go every month. They hold a workshop in London and you do magic tricks. You can show different kids new tricks you've learned and then they'll show you theirs. And there's different lecturers each month and the kids can learn from them to do new magic tricks and progress in magic even further. And then there's a magic circle for adults and I think there's a workshop every month as well. And then you get the same things. You get lecturers come in, show you guys new tricks and teach you.
Wow. What's been one of the most favourite tricks that you've learned whilst being in the Magic Circle?
I'd say probably when, I can't remember their names, but they're quite high up in the magic industry. And a couple came in and they showed us all how to pick handcuffs off and escape from locks, which I found very interesting.
Wow. And also pretty useful if you ever get sort of caught in a bit of a pinch as well. Not that I'm saying you ever would, but that's quite a useful little skill to have.
Yeah.
And so with the Magic Circle, are and you're a member of that, do you go to London every month still to do the workshops and the lectures?
Sometimes it's quite far away, but yeah, I
Mm.
do go.
And, have you met any other magicians there, and have you learnt from them, or have you taught them other tricks as well?
I learn in many different ways.
Mhm.
I I like to show children my ways of doing magic tricks and they show me theirs. And there's quite a few people there to show magic tricks too and online shows.
Do you ever get nervous when you're performing?
It depends on who I perform to. Like I had a incident when I performed a few months ago. I was performing for a restaurant and there was a man there, and when I finished doing a magic trick for his table, he put his hand in his wallet and pulled out 1 penny coin and he threw it on the table and told me that was how much my magic was worth.
Well, that's really quite rude.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would have really upset me and probably knocked my confidence. I'm really sorry to hear that you went through something like that.
it's okay. People don't always like magic.
I mean, people are entitled to like what they like. You're absolutely right, but there's no need for people to be rude. So hopefully that guy would have just had a think about how rude he was and maybe had the day he deserved.
Yeah. I love magic though.
I know you do. I can see your passion when you perform your tricks. How long does it take for you to learn a new trick?
Um, if it's a card trick, it would
Hmm.
take me roughly maybe 45 minutes up to 2 hours, and I practice magic 4 hours a day, maybe
Wow.
5.
And where do you so with being in the magic circle, are they the ones that will perhaps issue out new tricks or say there's a new trick coming out that you can learn? Or do you have to sort of make them up yourself as well?
No, you have to buy it and you create it. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you prefer? Do you prefer buying the tricks or do you prefer creating your own?
I prefer creating my own tricks,
And how many tricks have you created over the years?
hundreds.
What was the very first trick that you learned when you entered the magic circle?
Probably, um, a basic double lift.
Okay, so what's a double lift?
Uh, it's kind of revealing the trick, but I can share this because it's quite popular.
Okay.
Basically, you you show people the cards, but as you show them the card, you're actually holding 2 cards. So one's behind the other, but they can't see it because they've all got the same back, so they can't see what card it is.
Do you find with card tricks especially, there's that thing called sleight of hand, isn't there?
Yeah,
And I mean, I'm a very clumsy person, Raven, so I don't think I could ever manage a card trick because I have shaky hands anyway, but I'm also quite clumsy. So is it quite a skill that you have to pick up to make sure that your hands are very what's the word I'm looking for? I would
steady.
suppose I'd say agile and steady, yeah.
You have to practice a lot.
Yeah.
When I first started, my hands were quite shaky as well. They still do get shaky sometimes when I perform for people, but it just depends on how confident you are in the trick that you're performing.
What's a trick that you notice that most people like to see, or what is a I guess the best way for me to phrase this is, what's sort of an audience favourite or the biggest request that, an audience has for a magic trick from you?
From me, it's probably close up or stage magic. Stage magic is when you're performing for a big audience and it's when you do tricks on the stage, stuff that people from the back of the room can see. But whereas close up magic, it's like close up card tricks and stuff that not a lot of people can see from the back. People like to be wowed.
And what do you prefer, stage magic or close-up magic?
Definitely close up magic because stage magic is quite harder to do, and close up
Mm,
magic can shock people more because it's more one to one.
yeah. How much stage magic have you done?
Only a little bit.
Is it something that you'd like to try and work on or, like, try and pursue some more?
Yeah, actually. I do prefer close up magic, but I feel like if I can nailed down stage as well, then I'd be an even better magician than I already am.
Okay, cool. I'm just wondering, what would be the best way to describe the tricks that you did with me at Witch Festival? Because the trick where I gave you a high five was absolutely incredible. I wasn't expecting you to reveal my card the way that you did.
I actually created that by myself. Yeah,
That is amazing. So
thank you.
without spoiling the magic, and so I don't want you to sort of tell me or my listeners how you did it, but shall we? I will let you describe the trick that you did with me at Witch Festival because you will do a better job and you'll do it more justice than I will. But it did blow me away.
Thank you. So I spreaded the cards out and then I riffled through them and I let Freyja say stop and she picked her card out and she had a look at it and then placed it back into the deck and remembered it. And as she was visualizing it in her head, I gave her a high five and then her card appeared on my ring.
Yeah, amazing, absolutely amazing. Is there a name for that trick?
I've not actually thought about a name yet.
Okay, so it's still yet to have one. That's cool.
Thank you.
When it comes to card tricks, what is the world's hardest card trick?
World's hardest card trick. I think it depends on the person, really. Like, if you're very confident in your card skills. But I'd say the hardest card trick for me is probably Colomonte.
What's Alamonte?
So it's basically you have like a deck of cards and it's 3 cards and there's different so that the trick is supposed to be so there's 3 diamonds and they're all red and there's 1 diamond that is blue and you shuffle through them and you get them to like say stop and everything and let the spectator do the magic trick. So it's more of their choice to do.
Mm.
And then by the end of the trick, the card that is left, it says on the back, you owe me £15.
That's great. Okay, that sounds like a good one. So where do you perform?
I perform all over.
Okay, so do you have like a regular spot at like any certain venues?
There's this Thai restaurant in near Helston Way called Jumanji, and I have a residency there.
Awesome. How long have you been there for?
About a year.
And have you noticed how much your performance skills, your confidence and your magic has improved over that year?
Yeah. I've got a lot more confident in my magic. I also perform at festivals and across the world. I've been to America as well.
Okay, so where's been the most recent festival or event that you performed at?
I performed at Cornwall Witch Festival where I saw you and showed you some magic. And then I also performed at the Dark Cornwall Folklore Festival.
I know that you had a lot of fun at Witch Festival. Did you enjoy the Dark Cornwall Folklore Festival?
Yeah, I did, thank you. It was great.
Yeah. And did you perform for many people there?
I performed for loads of people. It was very busy.
Well, tell me about America. That sounds really, really interesting.
So I performed in Las Vegas.
Wow. And was that stage magic?
It was more of a panel talk. So there was
Okay.
me and 4 other females. So I was the youngest and then it went up to I think I think she's in her 70s, maybe 80s.
Wow.
It's a generational panel to explain how I got into magic and then the different generations magic went on in the years.
That sounds amazing. And that actually brings me on to another point. The magic industry, the performance magic industry, it's quite male heavy. So how
Yeah.
do you find it being a female magician when you're in this industry?
I feel like there needs to be more female magicians. Like if more females got into it, then I feel like it could be balanced between male and female. But it doesn't matter like who you are. Magic is for everybody.
Absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. Which magician inspires you the most?
So there's this lady and her name is Gabriella Lester and she's an escapologist and she's my biggest idol in magic and I actually met her.
Wow. When
And
did you
I
meet her?
also, when I went to Las Vegas, she was on the panel. I also really like Faye Presto's magic.
Oh, I get it. Faye Presto, like Hey Presto. That's a really clever
Yeah.
name. Escapology. Can you explain to the listeners what escapology is in terms of magic?
It's escape magic, so escaping from like straitjackets, handcuffs, like chains and locks in like tanks and everything.
So the sort of thing that Houdini would have been famous for, because he liked
Yeah,
to hang upside down in a straitjacket, if I remember correctly, with chains around it as well.
that's what I'm working on at the moment.
Okay, wow. So that sounds really difficult, just even being in a straitjacket on your own, but then adding all those other elements into it as well. How long have you been working on escapology for?
Quite a long time, but I've only recently started getting to um straitjackets for about 2 months.
And are there certain techniques, or do you have to do, I mean, I'm trying to ask these questions in a way that isn't going to give anything away, but are there certain perhaps exercises or stretches or techniques that you have to practice in order to be able to be flexible and agile enough to escape from a straitjacket?
Not really. You just have to make sure the audience member that you pick does tighten it up as tight as possible. So then the rest of the spectators know that there's no possible way of escaping, even though I can 'cause I'm a magician.
Okay. So apart from the straitjacket, what other escapology do you do?
I like escaping from chains in handcuffs.
Is
Yeah.
it easier to escape with your hands tied behind your back or your hands tied in front of you?
I think behind my back because I'm double jointed, so I've got the upper hand with escaping. So I can actually put my arms over my head from behind my back.
I see. So yeah, you definitely have the upper hand there.
Yeah.
And do you have, well, I suppose it's given, I might be asking a question where I could potentially be asking you to give away a magic secret. But with the chains and the padlocks, are they special chains and padlocks? You can't just, or is it the sort that you could just go and buy at a store?
No, it's the sort you can just go buy at the store.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay. I wouldn't know whether you'd have, yeah, a certain, whether there'd be like a certain type, if that would make sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but no, they're all like 100% padlocks. They're all real ones.
Wow. Okay. And with escapology, have you been learning how to do this through the magic circle as well?
No, I have a magic tutor that comes round my house every week.
Amazing. So you have like a mentor.
Yeah, I learn lots of different tricks with him and we learn new stuff together. So I teach him tricks that I know that he probably doesn't because he's quite like older, but
Mhm.
he's not old, but it's like different generations and he doesn't know like the newer tricks, so I show them to him and then he shows me the older tricks that Harry Houdini did.
Oh, great. Okay. What do you think of the big magicians?
They're really good. I've actually met Dynamo and he's a really nice man. He like signed I have a deck of cards. It's got quite a few different famous magicians' signatures on them, and they get to pick which card they like to sign. And Dynamo actually signed one for me.
Oh, that's
I
so
think he
lovely.
signed the King of Clubs, I think.
Oh, that's awesome. Did he give you any sort of expert advice at all on the industry and sort of and also, when it comes to learning new tricks and stage presence or nerves and stuff like that?
Yeah, he told me to keep it up.
Oh, that's lovely. That's excellent. What is a big ambition of yours when it comes to magic tricks? So what is a really big trick that you would like to conquer?
I think probably the muscle pass. It This is also the hardest trick for me to learn, and I've been trying to learn it for about 5 years now, and I still haven't got it. Basically, for people that don't know what the muscle pass is, you have a coin and you hold it in your not working hand, and you drop it into your main hand, and when you move your fingers, it bounces back up and then it hovers in the air, and then you can catch it with your other hand.
That sounds amazing. I can't quite picture that, but it almost sounds like a bit of levitation going on there as well.
Yeah, it is. And it's like, it's in the middle of your hands, so you, like, spectators can see it floating.
Have you done any other sort of tricks that involve levitation?
Yes, actually, I did one yesterday. I made it's like this magical wand with a skull on the end of it. I was on the dining room table, and I put my hand over it and lifted it in the air and then put it back down.
Just like magic. I mean, I really want to ask you how you did that, but I also don't want to spoil the magic for myself as well.
I'll tell you how I did it. I did it with magic.
You did it. Of course you did. Yeah, then that's the only answer. You're like
Yeah.
11 out of Stranger Things and you can just lift things in the air. So what are your plans for the future, Raven?
I want to be a stage performer, a full-time magician. I want to do magic every single day for people that enjoy magic. Also for people that can't really afford to see shows. I will do shows that aren't that expensive for people to come and watch that can't afford to pay for my most expensive ones.
Oh, that is so lovely. That's so thoughtful as well. Where would your dream place be to perform magic?
I've always wanted to go to Paris.
Have you not been before?
Sadly not.
It's lovely.
Have you been?
I've been to Paris, yeah, many, many years ago. But I didn't get to go to Sacré-Cœur or Montmartre, which is sort of the more bohemian, creative, artistic side of Paris. I was very much in the centre of Paris with the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre and the Arc de Triomphe. But it was still very, very lovely.
The Eiffel Tower is actually one of the places that I've always dreamed about going, with the lights on at night times. And I've actually been trying to plan out if I can use that for one of my upside down straitjacket escapes. My mum thinks it's quite high up, but I still
It's
want to do it.
very high up. So I climbed the Eiffel Tower. You can only climb it to a certain point and then you have to get a lift up to the very top. The higher you get, the windier it gets as well.
Yeah.
But I love that. What an amazing ambition to have.
I just quickly wanted to do a shout out to Neil Kelso and Magic Ben. They're both lovely performers and they've been really helpful with teaching me.
Oh, yeah, of course you can. Yeah. If you like, you can send me their details and I will link their details in the show notes so people can go and have a look at them as well.
Thank you. Neil Kelso has actually performed in Paris. He's really lovely.
Amazing. Would you like to? I mean, Paris sounds incredible. I know you've been to Vegas, and Vegas is, it seems like the magic. Well, for me, I might be wrong, but for me, it appears to be kind of the magic capital of the world.
Yeah.
Are there any other sort of big famous magicians that you would like to have the honour of performing with?
I've already met a lady. Her name's Laura London. I've already met her quite a few times, but I would feel very honoured if I performed on stage with her, if we done like a double act.
Yeah.
He's the president of the Magic Castle. Vice president.
The Magic Castle.
Yeah.
So what's the
no,
magic?
no, sorry, the Magic Circle.
Oh, I was going to say, like, is the Magic Castle like the next level up from the Magic Circle?
Well, the Magic Castle is in Hollywood. It's one of the biggest magic groups there is.
Okay, I see.
I'd also, going back to your other question, I'd like to perform at the Chicago Magic Lounge.
That also sounds very cool.
It
Very
is.
cool.
In America, it's quite
Yeah.
a popular place.
Who would be your dream audience guest or participant?
Probably there's quite a few. Are we talking like celebrities?
Yeah, anyone. It could be a celebrity, just someone you really admire.
If for celebrities, I would want Damon Salvatore to come.
Is he from the Vampire Diaries? Is that who I'm thinking of?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
summer holder.
Yeah,
And
he'd be a
then
good one.
if we're getting to a personal level, I would want my nanny and granddad to come and watch. because
Oh, yeah, that would be lovely.
they have a certain illness where they can't really go a lot of places, and I've always wanted them to watch me perform on stage.
Oh, I hope one day they're going to be able to do that. That would
Thank
be
you.
so nice for you and them.
Thank you.
With double acts and magic tricks that require perhaps, yeah, two or more magicians, have you ever practiced any of those, or is there any sort of big magic tricks on that level that you'd really like to learn?
Yeah, I did a double act trick with my magic teacher when we performed at the restaurant. Well, it's more of a single act trick, but so it's basically he has a spiky it's like a spiky ball thing, and I think the spikes are about maybe 10 centimeters, or it's quite a big spike. And he uses cups and he lets people put the ball underneath one of the cups, and then he turns around, mixes them up, and then he slams his hand down on different cups until the one with the spiky ball is left. But he didn't practice it that night, and I was watching him do the trick. And even though I've never performed it before, as soon as he moved the left cup, I said to my mum, he done that wrong and he's going to hurt himself. And my mum's like, no, he's a professional. Just watch. Everything will be fine. He slams his hand down on the table, impales his hand with his spiky ball.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and then he yanks it out. He has this massive hole in his hand and blood pours out everywhere. And everybody in the restaurant thinks it's all part of the act and it's fake blood. So they're all clapping and everything for him.
And it wasn't. It really happened.
Yeah, it was real. And then
My goodness.
he went, I'm fine. He said, I'm just going to continue. And he continued with the magic trick whilst I was wrapping his hand round with a bandage.
Oh, that's scary.
And I was quite annoyed actually, because my mum finished recording just as he slammed his hand down. So you didn't get it on video.
Oh no. Well, I guess there's a lesson there, isn't it? Which is magic tricks can go wrong and you can get hurt.
Yeah, that is a big thing about magic.
Yeah. With you practicing your escapology at the moment, are you finding that there are certain tricks that you really have to practice because there is quite a risk of harming yourself?
Yeah. There's some tricks that I want to be able to do, but I can't because, for example, I want to do fire eating, but how long my hair is, I can't
Mm,
do that. It takes a lot of dedication and commitment to practice.
yeah. So I worked with I call them magicians very loosely. Many years ago, I was at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival and I worked with two magicians. They were American. They were kind of like punk stunt magicians. And they did all sorts of things like putting swords down their throats and then tapping a nail into the back of their skull and all sorts without sort of injuring their brain. Has any of that sort of magic ever appealed to you before?
Yes, I can actually sword swallow.
Oh my goodness.
It's funny because people tend to think that it's fake, but I like to slice a watermelon to start off with so they can see it's a real sword. And if you lick both ends of it and then place it at the very top of your mouth carefully and then let go, then it goes down the right angle down your throat.
How long did it take you to learn that?
Like a month.
And did you have to be under constant supervision when you were learning it as well?
Yeah. I had a lot of supervision to make sure, and I had a lot of professionals to make sure that I didn't get hurt.
Yeah, because were you nervous or scared?
A little bit, not a lot, because I saw it more of it was very fun and exciting,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was very stressed out about it. But
I
they
mean,
were small swords.
okay, there were small swords. That's good to know. Because I have seen people who will swallow the massive swords, and then what they'll do is they'll lean over as well, and that freaks me out because I'm
Yeah.
like, if you lean over anymore, that sword is going to be coming out somewhere, like out of your back.
It was a minimal risk though, so it's fine.
Okay, no, that's good. That is good. Okay, so we've done sword swallowing. We're not unable to do fire magic because of your lovely long hair, which makes sense. What about underwater tricks?
Underwater trip. I'm actually planning on going on a show, and I'm going to attempt to do Houdini's water chamber escape.
Oh my goodness. When you say a show, is this a stage show or like a TV show?
It's a secret. I can't share any information
Oh,
about it.
all right. Well, you all heard it here first. If we happen to see Raven on the telly, well, then we'll know it would have been a TV show. Well, I will say, yeah, break a leg for that, and I hope the training for that one goes really well. And yeah, you're really
Thank you.
successful in doing it.
I've got to be able to hold my breath for up to 3 to 7 minutes.
I can't even hold my breath for a minute. I struggle at 30 seconds.
I've actually got the lockpicks nailed, but the holding breath part, I can only hold my breath for about 4 minutes. I need to get to 7 though.
So, what are you doing at the moment? So what sort of training are you doing to help with increasing your breath hold?
I do a lot of diving to
Mm.
make sure I'm comfortable with the breathing part, and I do a lot of breath work and breathing exercises.
Yeah. I remember someone saying once when they had to learn how to hold their breath for a long time, they said it was almost like going into a sort of meditation. And
Yeah,
and that they said that meditating really helped them with holding their breath.
yeah, that is true because it calms your body down and lets you breathe more
Yeah.
comfortably.
So when is without revealing too much, because I know that it's a secret, but how long do you have to prepare for this show?
It's in 2026.
Okay. So we've got a little while yet.
Well,
It's good.
dunno, time's flying by.
Time is flying by. Time is flying by. No, you're quite right. Okay. Do you have or have you ever thought about having an assistant, like a magician's assistant?
Yeah, I actually my little sister does help me out a lot. Her name's Thorn. She likes to be my little assistant, and she likes to put the sword through the box like I'm getting impaled.
Is there ever with things like swords going through the boxes and cutting someone in half, and I know they are all created very cleverly, but is there ever a risk that you could accidentally get impaled?
There's a risk in any magic trick, in anything.
Oh, you've answered that
Yeah.
very well. Very well.
Again, it's a minimal risk for me.
Yeah, yeah. And I suppose there has to be quite a lot of trust there between you and your sister as well.
Well, I we're very close in age. I love her, so I know that she wouldn't do anything to harm me.
Yeah, no, of course, of course. Do you practice with her a lot?
Sometimes she's a circus performer, so she's quite busy most of the time.
Oh, I see, I see. So we're both so you're both into performing, which is lovely.
Yeah. And my older sister my older sister's a performer as well. She's a performer, she does a lot of singing and music on stage.
Oh, incredible. Oh, so that's so nice it all runs in the family.
Yeah.
Lovely. So apart from this big show that you've got coming up next year, and I know that you have your residency at Jumanji restaurant, what other future plans do you have? Sort of, I guess Christmas is coming up. So is there a possibility that you could get booked for some Christmas parties?
Yeah, definitely. I like performing at festivals mostly
Hmm.
and weddings. I'm doing a wedding next year and a I also have a gig in September in USA,
Incredible. And whereabouts is that in the USA?
Idaho.
Oh, wow. Are you looking forward to that?
Yes, I'm very excited.
That sounds incredibly exciting. So, if people wanted to get hold of you, Raven, to book you in for a wedding or a festival or a magic show, how would they get hold of you?
Through my Instagram. My Instagram is raven.luck.magic.
Excellent. And then what I'll do is we'll link that in the show notes as well. So then people can go to your Instagram page and also look at the amazing stuff that you do on there as well. And then they know how to get hold of you if they'd like to book you as well for a
Thank
show.
you.
Well, Raven, it has been so, so lovely talking to you. And I feel like I've learned so much about the world of performance magic, but I don't feel like I've learned any secrets at the same time, which I'm glad about, if that makes sense, because then it still keeps that mystery held there for me.
Thank you so much for having me, Freyja.
Oh, Raven, you're so welcome. Good luck with all of your things coming up over the next year. And I really hope to have you again on the show soon. And if I see you at another festival, then we'll definitely film some more tricks together so we can post them online.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Bye.
I hope you all enjoyed listening to my conversation with Raven. She is a lovely young lady and a very talented magician who has a bright future ahead of her. I have linked Raven's socials and recommendations in the show notes. If you would like to watch the videos of Raven wowing me with her magic tricks from Witch Festival, please visit my Instagram and Facebook page. Moving forward now to our local covens and sister circles. So we have Roz and Booker with us once again. They are one of Cornwall's longest established covens. They have been around for 25 years and they hold meetings in North Cornwall and the Devon and Cornwall border. If you are interested in joining them, applicants are welcome to introduce themselves via email, and you can also visit their website for more information. Serendipity Healing is still holding 3 women's circles. This is Tuesday in Abbot Scarswell, Wednesday in Torquay, and Thursday in Totnes, all from 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. Participants can choose the date and venue that suits them. The circles happen every 3 weeks, so you can celebrate each Sabbath and then have a session in between each Sabbath to look inward. To get in contact with them, I have linked their email address in the show notes if you would like to go to a circle, along with Roz and Booker's information as well. Okay, so looking ahead to our weekly witch events, and starting on Friday, the 28th of November, from 5 p.m. until 9 p.m. in Launceston, Lanstephan Arts are holding a Yule Market. So join them for an evening to mark the Launceston Christmas lights switch on. They are turning their space into a Yule Market filled with seasonal curiosities, herbal treats, tarot, books, mulled wine, and a few surprises. It's late night shopping in Launceston town, and Emily from Black Cat Books will also be opening her store from 5 p.m. until 9 p.m. Looking on to this weekend now, and the Cunning Grove are a witchcraft, occult shop, and a temple in Plymouth, and every Saturday morning they hold their witch, bitch, and brew from 11 a.m. until the last witch leaves. Also, this Saturday in Plymouth, Wild Tribe Events are holding a Pagan and Spiritual Fair at Harewood House in Plympton. This is 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. and it's free entry and parking. In Falmouth, the Cabinet of Folklore and Magic are holding their usual Saturday morning tarot readings. Looking on to next week, on the 3rd of December, from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m, Lanstephan Arts are holding Stitching Stories. So join them for a new monthly club where conversation, creativity, and quiet concentration meet. You don't need any stitching experience, just a willingness to play with words and thread. And this costs £20. Next Thursday, on the 4th of December, from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m, Lanstephan Arts are also holding a lecture on the life and art of Pamela Coleman-Smith. So you get to discover the fascinating life of Pamela Coleman-Smith, the visionary artist behind the iconic Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, in this exploratory talk with Poppy Wonnacott. You can then dive into your own creativity by designing your own tarot card in a hands-on collage workshop. And the tickets for this are £15. And finally, or last but certainly not least, our lovely Witch of the Old Ways, Titania from the Gypsy and the Witch, is holding a Winter Ghost Stories, Folklore, Symbolism, and Spirits of the Season. This is an online event on Thursday, the 4th of December from 7 p.m. It's an intimate gathering where you get to explore the ancient and powerful tradition of winter storytelling, delve into folklore, rituals, and ancient customs that connect us to the spirit of the season. Cost starts from £10 up to £20. Pay what you can, no judgment. And you can email Tatiana at the Gypsy and the Witch. I have linked her email along with all of the other links for all of the events and local covens and sister circles mentioned, all in the show notes. That's everything I have for you for this episode today. If you do have a local coven or sister circle that you would like to promote on the show and you are welcoming new members, please let me know. If you do have a witchy or spiritual event coming up over the next couple of weeks and you would like me to do a shout out for you on the show, then please get in contact with me. All of my contact details are also linked in the show notes. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Cornish Witch Podcast. I will be back next week with another episode. And until then, merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.